Lost and found vintage cartoons. Throughout my channel, I've covered a lot of lost vintage media. I wanted to create an organized video compiling most of the lost vintage media I've covered. Today, I will go over some lost and found vintage cartoons from the great yesteryears. Wait, before we go further, I can see you. I can see that you're not subscribed. It would be lovely if you please subscribe to my channel. It helps me be able to make the videos that I can make, and it'll help me be able to be monetized. So please subscribe. Toonheads. I wasn't sure if I was going to add this because it's technically not a vintage show, but it's an anthology series that covers vintage cartoons. Toonheads is an American animation anthology series that features cartoon shorts from Hanna-Barbera, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, MGM, and Warner Bros., along with background information and trivia about the animators and voice actors involved in these shorts. Toonheads was originally aired on Cartoon Network from October 2nd, 1992 until November 23rd, 2003. Reruns aired from 2003 to 2005 on Adult Swim and Boomerang, making it the longest running Cartoon Network series. The show included 89 episodes, 2 one-hour specials, and 2 half-hour specials, which never aired. However, despite the reruns that aired after its initial run, there was no home media release of any sort. Toonheads is not even on online streaming services like Prime, iTunes, or HBO Max. This led up to a lot of episodes becoming lost because the series had 7 seasons, and I'm not going to go through the rundown of the list of lost episodes, but you can read the entire list of the lost episodes at the Lost Media Wiki. The link will be in the description below. Betty Boop is an animated cartoon character created by Grim Netwick at the request of Max Fleischer. She first appeared in a Talkatoon series and later her own Betty Boop film series, both produced by Fleischer Studios and released by Paramount Pictures between 1930 and 1939. Betty Boop was featured in 90 theatrical cartoons. In addition to her films, she also appeared in comic strips and had various merchandise. Among the 90 cartoons produced in the famous Betty Boop series from 1930s, 2 remain unaccounted for many years after the release. The first short was Honest Love and True, was released in 1938 and was placed Betty in the role of a worker in a Klondike-like saloon. The second short, also from 1938, titled At the Concert, consists of Buzzy going on stage and making the concert more entertaining for the tired viewers. For the longest time, both of these shorts remained lost. About 5 years ago, I made a video talking about these lost shorts. Since then, both shorts have been found. For a quick summary, animation historian Jerry Beck initially considered both shorts to be lost. However, in early 2017, the UCLA discovered a print of Honest Love and True, which was restored and screened at the Festival of Preservation. In 2019, the second missing short, At the Concert, was found in Russia of all places and has since been preserved by the ASFA Hollywood and the UCLA Film and the TV Archive. The Adventures of Paddy the Pelican is one of the first made-for-television cartoons from 1950 that aired on Chicago's WENR-TV, which is now WLS-TV. This animated series was created by Sam Singer. It originally debuted in the US. The series is about a pelican and his friends. It is often regarded as one of the worst cartoons ever due to its notably low production budget, resulting in bad pencil sketch animation, dark backgrounds, looping sequences, and poor lip syncing.
See, if I hadn't shown it to you, you'd never know where to find it.
Boy, oh boy, this is my lucky day. I've been wondering where I'd get some money, but I don't have to weather any further. I can play a mean trick on Kenny Crow and put the blame on Paddy Pelican. This is gonna be real great.
Oh, well, Paddy, I gotta leave for work, so I'm gonna take my money and hide it, and I'm gonna lock the door, because I gotta make some more money to buy a cornfield. I can't take any chances.
But hey, this was one of the first ever made-for-TV cartoons, so cut it some slack. Only 6 episodes of the series were made, and every episode has been available online since October 2016. The series was originally conceived as a puppet show, and Sam Singer also created a tie-in comic book series called Paddy Pelican Jr. Journal. However, any existing traces of either are currently lost. Sara and Hoppity. Ah yes, this is a lost media classic for me and those of you who are on my channel in the early days. Sara and Hoppity was a children's puppet television series created by Roberta Lee, who had previously created The Adventures of Twizzle and Torchy the Battery Boy, both of which were directed by Gary Anderson. The show was based on a series of children's books by Lee, written in 1960 to 61. Certain puppets from the series would later be revamped for use in Provis and Lee's next series, Space Patrol. The series revolves around Sarah Brown, who lives with her parents above their toy repair shop, the Toy Hospital. One day, an old man brings in a broken wind-up toy called Hoppity to sell. He found a toy in the Goblin Ring. It is a magic toy. The toy called Hoppity can sing and dance, but falls over because it's broken, as the toy only has one leg. Her parents want nothing to do with the toy, but Miss Julie, who lives above in the attic, makes clothes for all the toys, gives Sarah the money to buy Hoppity. Sarah washes the dirty toy while her father searches for a leg. He finds one that's slightly shorter. When wind up, the toy dances and sings its catchy tune, Teedle-dee, Teedle-tum, which Sarah understands perfectly. Hoppity often suggests mischievous ideas that get Sarah into trouble, but when she claims Hoppity told her to do it, no one ever believes her, and this sets the premise of the series. The show had 52 episodes that were 13 minutes runtime on ITV, running from February 27 to 1962 to February 26, 1963, although the series copyright dates back to 1961. Since then, the original tapes of the series have gone missing from the Associated Redfusion archives. They were likely destroyed, overwritten, or repurposed for another program. The practice of overwriting film reels was very common back then to save space and money. Famous and beloved series like Doctor Who are victims of this. Plus, there was no home media release either, no VHS, and stuff like Betamax tapes didn't even existed yet, making it very difficult to find. Out of the 52 episodes, only 2 are available. That is the pilot episode and the episode titled Georgie Goes Visiting. The Adventures of Twizzle. another lost media classic of mine. The Adventures of Twizzle was a series created by Roberta Lee and Arthur Provis. The series follows Twizzle, a puppet boy who can extend or twizzle his arms and legs, and his cat companion known as Footso. Only the first episode has survived, similar to Roberta Lee's other puppet show, Sara and Hoppity, that I just covered. A 16mm film reel of this episode was found of the pilot episode and was included in the 2003 DVD release of Space Patrol. Just like Sara and Hoppity, this series is extremely lost, with no great chance of it being found due to the practice of overwriting films and the lack of home media releases back then. A date with Kate. This is a topic I've covered a while ago, so I decided to add it here. A Date with Kate is a 1939 American animated short film. It was produced by Cartoons Films Inc., and that's really it. There's no other available information. It's not even known who created the short to begin with. The plot is about three cows known as the Brookfield Bells. All three cows, or all three sisters possibly, enter a contest where they compete with other contestants and who can create the best butter in town. This short has not been seen for 84 years. This short film is extremely rare and lost. Given the date that the short was produced in, there are probably no living members of production crew to contact. The only thing that can be done to search for the film is to look for an archival and animation preservationist. Or, this is just a theory, so take it with a grain of salt. It could have been possible that A Date with Kate could have been shown on Toonheads. Toonheads, an entry I mentioned earlier, is an anthology series that cover vintage cartoons. A Date with Kate is a rare short film produced by Cartoons Films Inc., a company that has long since disappeared and has very few remaining records. Toonheads could have featured this short and aired it. However, Toonheads itself is considered lost media, with several seasons and episodes deemed lost or unconfirmed. A Date with Kate could have easily been a part of one of those lost episodes. Again, this is all speculation and nothing is proven true. Send for Dithers. Roberta Lee and her puppets have quite a huge presence on this list, and I'm not done with her work yet. Send for Dither is an extremely rare pilot short that I covered in the past. There's really no information on this pilot. We know that Roberta Lee created it, and that's really it. That's all we have. There's no other information on where it was aired or etc. But it seemed that this pilot short was found and it can be watched. Link in the description below. Thomas the Tank Engine Lost Animated 70s Pilot. Before the 1984 stop motion series, there was the 70s pilot. In fact, Thomas the Tank Engine has quite a lot of pilots. For full detail, I recommend checking out Scribbles to Screen's video called History of Lost Thomas Pilots. Thomas the Tank Engine, also known as the Eight Faithful Engines, was an animated musical television series conceived by Andrew Lloyd Webber and animated by Brian Cosgrove in 1973. However, it was canceled in 1977 due to the lack of interest from the American market. So far, the only things that have come to light from this pilot are a mention in the book Thomas the Tank Engine. 2 pictures from the pilot is in the book. Bonus. wait, I'm not done yet. For the next entry falls into the unconfirmed territory, and this is not safe for work too. I am talking about the Popeye and Betty Boop. This entry is very similar to the Mickey and Minnie Mouse made by Walt Disney animators. Popeye the Sailor is a cartoon character originally created by Elise Kersler Segar for the comic strip titled Timble Theater, published by King Features. The character is well known for gaining superhuman strength after eating a can of spinach. The comic strip was adapted into a series of animated cartoons by Fleischer Studios from 1933 to 1957, after which production shifted to Associated Arts Production and MGM. The original Fleischer shorts were distributed by Paramount Pictures and became a staple in their catalog for many years. Allegedly, there's a missing portable short of Popeye that was shown once and has never been seen again. The story is, in 2003, an article by Jim Hill titled Why 4. It was noted that in September 1938, Max Fleischer organized a Welcome to Miami party to thank the animators who had moved from New York to Florida. During the event, a special thank you film featuring Popeye and Betty Boop was shown. The fully animated film included backgrounds and voice actors, a musical score, and a stylized Florida landscape. It humorously depicted Popeye visiting Betty in Miami, where she warmly thanked him. A notable scene showed Popeye getting tired after their interaction and eating spinach to regain his strength. Oh my god, I had to be very careful with this. After the party, the film was locked into a safe at Fleischer Studios in Florida and was never publicly seen again, only being shown to the special guests of Fleischer. In 1942, the Fleischer brothers were kicked out of their studio by Paramount executives, and ultimately, the one real short had vanished. In 2003, when the information was discovered, a Toon Zone forum appeared and sparked interest in the short. Some users claimed they had seen the short in an animated in the 1980s. It is unknown what happened to the film, and it's unknown where Jim Hill found the information in question. To this day, it is unknown whether it existed or not, and it remains shrouded in mystery and speculation. Thank you if you made it to the end of the video. I gladly appreciate it, and if you have any thoughts, suggestions, or additional information about these topics, feel free to share them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your insights, and don't forget to like the video if you found it interesting. Consider subscribing for more content like this, and thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.